Hey guys, let's talk about the three things that you need to do before you start recruiting your cleaners. Okay. I always talk about the 100 list. You guys may have seen me in a couple of videos, especially if you guys attended any of my classes specifically on hiring. Like, this is big. Okay. You have to understand that hiring is a numbers game. So go in prepare to have a lot of outreach. Okay. Now, there's multiple different ways you can find cleaners, but specifically, I'm talking on this one method alone. And that's trying to find cleaners where cleaners are actually looking for clients. With us operating as a referral agency, operating where we are looking for contractors, knowing that with contractors, you can't legally train them. So they have to come trained. They have to come with knowing the things, knowing how to provide cleaning services, knowing how to communicate with clients, knowing the difference between the different types of cleaning services, right? Move in and move out, deep clean, standard clean, like knowing all the things of all the things, right? So, in order for us to make sure that we are taking advantage of our hiring process for the candidates that we're reaching out to, we want to make sure that we know these three things first. Okay. First, know how much you're going to pay them. Okay. They're going to ask these questions, and you want to make sure that you know exactly what you're going to pay them. You don't want to be fumbling on the play, right? Dropping the ball in the end zone. You want to make sure that you can go ahead and land that deal and contract that cleaner out. So you want to know how much you're going to pay them. A couple different percentage options that I've seen around is anywhere from a 60-40 and or either a 50-50 split. And yes, I did say percentages. I highly encourage you guys paying your cleaners by percentage of the total job amount and not hourly. If you want to get into that, join the master workshop. Okay. So those are the two most common pay methods that I do recommend. So you have to determine what is going to be that for you. Now, the second thing you're going to need to know before you start hiring cleaners is your prices. Because when you go and tell them what their pay is, they're going to want to know, well, what am I getting 50% of? What am I getting 60% of? Even if you did a 70-30 split, what am I getting 70% of? Right. So that way, when you're doing the hiring process, you can let your cleaners know, like, yes, we pay out 50% of the total job amount. Our average household cleaning services is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, roughly go for $300. So that means you'll get 150 providing that cleaning services, and then you get 150. Okay. So you want to make sure that you know your prices. Second thing is knowing the requirements. What are you going to actually require your cleaners to have in order to work for you? Are you going to require that they pass a background check? Background checks are optional. Are you going to require that to get a physical copy of their ID from you, like sending you a copy of their ID? Are you going to, how many years of experience are you going to require? 2, 3, 1, right? Please make sure you require at least a minimum of 2. Okay. Um, so knowing what your requirements are, okay? Also knowing what system that you're going to use to onboard them on for collecting their information, right? Like, what system are you going to use to send out your contract agreement? What system are you going to use for their W-9 and for them to complete their 1099 forms? Knowing all of that information is important before actually doing the recruiting. So that way, when you're making those calls and you're reaching out to those individuals, or you're sending those messages and you're reaching out to those potential cleaners, you'll already know the next step versus fumbling on the play. Okay. And if this video was helpful, because you're like, yo, Jess, thanks. I was just about to call and just figure it out as I go. I want to tell you guys what those actual steps and onboarding steps actually should be. Okay. I go over all of that information in our 2-day live master workshop class where we actually launch a business together. Last class was super, super awesome. We actually had a student end up with actually scheduling an interview, talking to the cleaner, scheduling the interview. I'm working with them, telling them what to say next, and have the interview scheduled by the end of that 2-day master workshop. Okay. When I caught up with her a couple of days later, she said she got in contact with 4 cleaners and had 4 interviews scheduled. So this could be you. Okay. So if you need help with hiring, you're kind of struggling in those areas because this is part of business has to be done on a very high continual basis, then I want to help you. Okay. Join that 2-day live class and get all the information. And if you guys want to know what's in the next video, I'm going to be talking about how to set the foundation for your LLCs. We always talk about LLCs and DBAs, but I want to give you guys some help on what that process will look like. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye, y'all.